Hey everyone, I hope you all enjoyed your Thanksgiving break. For my simulation this week, I will play the role of a male leadership throughout the boycott that took place in Montgomery. In my simulation, I will use language that some may find offensive, but I wanted to inform everyone that I do not necessarily support this language, but I do believe it's an important aspect that will enhance my simulation. Okay, let's begin. In order to understand what was going on in Montgomery, you must understand what us Negroes was going through. As Martin Luther King Jr. stated at the MIA mass meeting at Holt Street Baptist Church, the situation in Montgomery was not new to the life of us Negroes. For years now, us Negroes have had to live in fear on the buses in our own community. For years now, us Negroes have been intimidated, humiliated, and oppressed. Last Sunday, the Negro ministers of Montgomery and their congregations published to the Montgomery public in the Sunday Advertiser and the Alabama Journal. This was important for us Negroes. It established our complaints and explained that us Negroes could not tolerate the injustice no more. Us Negroes have been verbally insulted, called names, and given threats. This happens daily from many of the bus operators. Negroes, old and young, men and women, mothers with children, and even pregnant women must move from their seats if the bus is crowded. When buses come to predominantly Negro neighborhoods, we are still not allowed to sit in the front of the bus. Several Negroes have been arrested, Miss Rosa Parks and Miss Mary Wingfield, and many more. Even Negroes who follow the policies of the bus have been arrested. Bus operators even have left us Negroes standing at the bus stop. These are just some of the problems us Negroes had to face in Montgomery. Now, don't get me wrong. Not all of the bus operators are guilty of these horrific actions against us Negroes. To those who do not use their authority to persecute us Negroes, we are grateful for you. The bus protest is not solely because of the arrest of Miss Rosa Parks, but the accumulation of events that have happened over the years. I have lived in Montgomery now for 15 years. I believe this bus boycott is very helpful to the local Negro citizens and for national relations. Before the boycott, many of the Negroes in Montgomery wanted to battle the injustice, to battle the segregation, but were scared to express their beliefs. As Mr. Rustin said in the New Negro, which was published in the Liberation, many Negroes have joined the protest, did not expect it to be successful. They did not expect us Negroes to have the nerve to stand up to the white folk. Us Negroes finally realized that we must join together, that our nonviolent protest in Montgomery helps to demonstrate that Negro, from the Gulf of Mexico to the tip of Maine, that the stereotypes he has thought were true about himself and other Negroes are not true at all. I believe the boycott was good for us because I know we can stick together. Already over 42,000 of us have refused to ride the city's segregated buses. We'd rather walk a mile until we have holes in our shoes than ride those damn buses. The boycott has made myself and many other Negroes in Montgomery proud to be Negro. Proud to start the difference not only made in Montgomery, but throughout our nation. Our boycott has allowed the nation to see the severity of injustice in our community, to help individuals from various backgrounds, from North and South, that us Negroes ain't going to be those demoralized, frightened Negroes no more. I believe this boycott will ultimately be beneficial, that us Negroes here in Montgomery will bring change not only to our people, but to the United States. In the Dred Scott decision of 1857, the Supreme Court affirmed that the Negro is not a citizen of the United States, but merely a property of his owner. Almost 100 years later now, and the value of the Negro man has increased. He has been given some freedoms, but not enough. I believe this boycott will greatly help the Negro man finally become the man he deserves to be. Through the power of God and the strength of our community, we will no longer be those intimidated, humiliated, and oppressed Negroes. We will be the Negro that stands with confidence. On May 17th, at the annual dinner of the AACP Legal Defense and Education Fund, Martin Luther King Jr. explained that in order to understand the events of Montgomery, you must understand that there's a new Negro in the South, with a new sense of dignity and destiny. There comes a time when people get tired of being trampled over the iron feet of oppression. The story of Montgomery is the story of 42,000 or more Negroes who were tired of the injustices and oppression, who are willing to walk miles on their tired feet and tired souls and walk until the walls of injustice were crushed by the battering rams of historical necessity. This is the new Negro. This is the future Negro. This is the change we have brought and will continue to bring through Montgomery.